they got the W, but I mean, a bit of a
shaky one.
I don't know. I think the scoreline says 4-2. You think, damn, dominant, forthright, front forward performance. Love it from them. But when you actually watch the game, you think to yourself, actually, not so much. But for you, how did you make the champions' performance?
I mean, looking at the Community Shield, 2-2, they obviously lost that one to Crystal Palace. Going into this game, you would think Arne Slot will make some changes, shore up the midfield and the back line.
Sure.
Yes, Liverpool will score goals because they have the minerals, bro. They have the weapons up front to score goals, but I'm looking at the midfield and the defense, bro. They need Ryan Gravenberch back, bro.
Desperately.
They need Ryan Gravenberch back.
Yeah.
I don't think the Zoboslai McAllister pivot works in terms of defensive stability.
Not really.
Yes, going forward, they will give you more, but when they are under the cosh, when they have to run back, as we saw, our Semenyo, they pierce through the midfield.
Hey, man, we've seen the screenshots.
They pierce through the midfield, bro. And I feel like when Gravenberch is there, maybe you'll see less instances of Liverpool's midfield getting run through. But from this game, I think I'd know that Arne Slot still has to fix his midfield and his defense.
There were too many instances where I'd see that, okay, McAllister, I'd say he's the real anchor of the team in the sense of he receives the ball from the defense, and obviously he's very press resistant. But at certain points, you could tell that Andoni was telling them that, just hound them in the midfield. Let's make sure that we get the ball and just constantly, and they couldn't deal with that. I think there were certain points where you could tell it did feel like a bit of a basketball game, which is something we were used to in Klopp's the last season before Klopp left. We didn't see that a lot with Slot last season. We never really saw. There was a lot of, it was a very direct type of football that was very assured in terms of everyone was where they needed to be, which is why they was so difficult to play against last season. And I think we didn't see that today, to the point where I was thinking to myself, I'm like, all right, obviously massive credit to Hugo Ekitike, who's starting really well in terms of, to the point where you're asking yourself, that Isak signing is going to look a bit greedy now because you're benching that guy.
Yeah.
So, but obviously, at the end of the day,
quality in depth.
But I'd say I'd say that first half showcased what you were saying in terms of Liverpool in front of goal. They will not struggle. They will score goals. Because even Cody Gakpo, that another person that you can say is a player that has grown in and out of the team. But there you go. Now, boom, off the bat. Now you're just thinking, okay, Liverpool, they're good. They're back. But then, as you were saying, these frailties, and I'm asking myself, for you, we're in one of our group chats where I think you posted the midfield, the substitute bench of Liverpool's before in making any substitutions, and for you were just kind of saying, no. If anything happens to this team, obviously Ryan Gravenberch, he's not around because he just became a father, so obviously he will be back, I'm sure, in the next game. But if anything were to happen to that player, for example, who are you really looking out to? Wataru Endo is a specific type of midfielder, but not necessarily what they're looking for in this very high-press dynamic team.
Nope.
And I'm just thinking to myself, when you look at that bench...
We have the bench right here. Liverpool were leading 2-0 by the 49th minute. 60th minute comes. Arne Slot decides, you know what, I'm switching my fullback pairing. Andy Robertson, left back from Milos Kerkez, who had a shaky game. Obviously, Semenyo knows him from his Bournemouth days.
Yeah.
Wataru Endo to slot in there for Frimpong at right back. 2-1. Just from the get-go, 2-1 already. More changes come. Joe Gomez in for Hugo Ekitike. Curtis Jones in for Alexis McAllister, who was probably Liverpool's best midfielder in this game.
100%.
Because we will talk about Florian Wirtz. 2-2. You can tell he made substitutes, and you could see that the team was falling apart.
All of a sudden, obviously there was an unfortunate incident on the side of the pitch with a racist fan. Well, I'm just thinking, what the hell is happening there? I'm just like,
come on.
But credit to Anton Semenyo for the way that he handled that. That was massive credit to him. But You could tell that from that moment, no, not necessarily, but like in the sense of when the moment that those substitutions happened, Bournemouth were able to get a lot more of the ball. They were winning their second balls. All of a sudden, they're growing in confidence. They're able to spread the ball out a lot more. And all of a sudden now, you see Van Dijk, you see Konate. They're having to, have their face back to goal now because now they can't see what's happening. Every time, McAllister he wants to go. He gets onto the ball, but now all of a sudden, and now you make that substitution, and you just think to yourself, but obviously, if you have someone McAllister who was able to deal with those balls because he's so press resistant. Now all of a sudden you're going to feel the pressure because now they're going to say, okay, we're going to press him, we're going to pinch them, we're going to do that. And you could see that now they were struggling. And when that second goal went in, you're just thinking,
And even the man of the goals.
Yeah, and the way that...
Man of the goals. I feel like Konate and Van Dijk were probably the biggest culprits more than the midfield in this game, bro.
Or a defending, as you like to call it.
Or a defending. Quality ball from David Brooks, but I feel like Van Dijk could have dealt with that as it was coming in.
I see. The meme. I'm just thinking of the meme of just like Van Dijk, like, where is he going?
Where is he going, bro? Where is he going? I get it. Yes, you're covering Evan Nielsen. Yes, Konate, yes, Semenyo. But come on, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, he's aging. That's what they're gonna say. Oh, he's 34 years old and all that. But bro, this is the partnership that Liverpool have clearly trusted. In terms of they're not speeding up the move for Mark Gay right now.
And as of right now, obviously the window's still open. Yeah. We'll see what happens. But
if it carries on like this, we will see more basketball type games and we will see more Liverpool goals getting conceded this season. But speaking about Bournemouth, Antoine Semenyo, how did no big team in the Prem pick this guy up?
I think we were the closest ones who ever had any real I think he was a part of a short list in terms of between him and Cunha. I think he was in the short list, so he was on the radar. I think again he's just one of those players that, because there's so many. I think the mid-table gems the past 2 years, I'd say, with the likes of the Cunhas, the Mbuemos, the Wissas, the Incisos, all these mid-table teams that have these quality players that are too good for those teams. We've seen a lot of them, and I think he kind of disappeared. He not disappeared, but he wasn't really. He's not up there all the time because obviously I'd say he's not a prolific goal scorer.
Yeah.
But he's an effective player. In terms of when you see him play, you see what he brings to this team. In terms of he makes the players around him. I'd say Evan Nielsen and Justin Kluivert were the ones who benefited the most out of his directness and his link-up play. And obviously he also knows how to, he has an eye for goal. And the fact that he just signed a new contract for Bournemouth, I think for Bournemouth, people would be looking at Bournemouth saying they've lost a lot of quality players. He's going to be a massive quality signing that they can have, just keep him and build the team around him, them just consistently being a Premier League team.
I think speaking of signings, the big man, the most expensive player in Premier League history, Florian Wirtz. I feel like his debut was...
Big flow!
It's not what we would expect from a big money signing.
I think the way the game just kind of moved, I'd say, obviously, a lot of the players who were getting a lot more, he was getting in and around those opportunities, those spaces and stuff, but I think nothing was really falling for him. I think maybe he didn't, and again, there were certain instances where he was kind of bullied off the ball.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, okay, maybe, again, something that we might see a lot more often, players who are moving from one league to another. You might realize that, maybe in a certain instance where you have your back to goal wanting to receive the ball, you might think you might have 5 seconds to kind of set yourself, trap and move. But now in the Premier League, that's at least 2 seconds at least. So I think maybe he was kind of which is funny because he played well in the Community Shield.
He did.
But again, this is Premier League. Maybe Bournemouth kind of watched what they needed to watch to kind of see how can we impose ourselves, especially with him. Because I'd say he was reasonably quiet, to be fair. I'd say he had a very uneventful...
Yeah, as you mentioned, in the first couple of minutes, you could see he was getting onto the ball, he was making passes.
Yeah.
But I feel like as the game went on,
you didn't really see him.
Yeah.
Florian Wirtz is a player that you can say, I see you. I can see when he's doing things. He's always when he's on song, he's everywhere. He's here, he's there, he's moving forward, he's moving. That's the best, and I think we will see that. Obviously, maybe the game could have been. I'd say it was against a different opponent. Who knows? Maybe it would have been different. But again,
I just feel like you mentioned, it's an adaptation thing at this point.
100%, yeah.
But other than that, I feel like Liverpool will be happy with their attack and the 3 points, obviously. But looking at their defense, I feel like they will need Ryan Gravenberch to be back to that top form that we saw from last season.
True.
Yeah.
And Muhammad,
This is what he does.
This is what he does.
This is what he does.
I mean, one of those games, I'd say that this game showed me that I don't know. Obviously, he scored a pretty well taken goal as well.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, towards the last minute, and I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, all right, he really wasn't in this game. He really was just. I'd say Ekitike and Gakpo were really the ones kind of like pressing the matter in certain instances, and even Soboslai in certain instances here and there. But no. But again, we always say this. He'll still end up scoring like 20 goals.
He will.
I think. But also, just one more thing, Federico Chiesa. You think that's it?
I don't know. Maybe Slot will continue benching him. I don't know. Maybe what will change this season, but it seems like
a nice moment. I'd say.
Yeah.
Maybe if it just because I think he's a player that really hasn't lived up to the hype that he promised all those years ago. But yeah, cute moment for him.
It is. Because I just feel like maybe that he just doesn't rate him, bro. There was plenty of moments last season where he could have gave Federico Chiesa a chance and he hasn't. Hopefully that changes this season.
100%. Yeah. But yeah, that was just kind of our summation of what was an eventful opening day.
Yeah.
Let us know what you guys think. Do you think Slot got away with one? Or do you feel like this is just, the champions just kind of slowly building their campaign? Please let us know what you guys think of the game. Let us know what you guys think of just the channel and everything. We appreciate the feedback and the comments. Appreciate it a lot. But yeah. For more VJ here at No Foul Plays at 8, stay tuned in.